Hey guys, it's Dave here from Project Fitness, where we are all a work in progress. And I just wanted to give you guys an update on the project I got going right now. And I posted a video earlier this week talking about what I'm going to be doing for the next 6 weeks as far as trying to reestablish more of a cardio base, doing more aerobic work as opposed to the strength training and the more anaerobic oriented interval training that I enjoy doing. Problem is that this week did not go as planned. My wife and daughters were still on vacation, and this is going to sound incredibly whiny, so forgive me. But just because the lack of, the normal noise in my house, I think, my sleep was just a train wreck this week. In addition to trying to work a compressed work schedule because coming back to the beach to pick them up, life just kind of conspired to keep the training schedule that I had lined out, kind of conspired to keep me from being able to stay with that. I know there's a sentiment in the fitness industry that says, you know what, you just got to man up, suck it up, and work through whatever life throws at you. And I think there's a time and a place for that thought process. But I also think that there's a time and a place where you have to look at your training and say, am I physically ready for this? Am I physically going to be able to get what I need out of that training process? And in this instance, given the lack of sleep and where I was at physically, I said, you know what? I need to be more mindful of rest and recuperation than I do the training right now. So the perfect plan that I had lined out is not going to happen this week. And I got to be honest, I was sorely tempted to say, hey, you know what? Let's just bag it and reboot and start next week. The problem is that there's always going to be something that comes up. Life is, unless you live in a bubble, life is always going to conspire to keep you from executing that perfect plan. And I strongly believe that a good plan executed consistently is going to be better than the perfect plan that you're always having to start and stop with. So while this week is not going to be perfect, it is going to be good. Okay, it's not perfect. It's not exactly the way I lined it out, but I'm still going to be able to salvage some training out of it. I had 3 cardio endurance sessions planned. I'm only going to end up with 2. I had 2 strength endurance sessions planned. I'll end up with both of those, but I'm probably going to have to piggyback both a cardio endurance session and a strength endurance session on top of each other in order to get all of this done. And the truth of the matter is that, I got to show myself a little bit of grace because life happens. And I think it's so easy for us to get sucked into this mindset of, everything's got to be perfect in order for me to continue on. And we get, if we fall prey to that thought process, then you're always going to be waiting for Monday to start. You get started on a particular nutrition approach, and you have a weak moment or whatever, and you're like, all right, I'm just going to bag it and I'll start over Monday. And the problem with this thinking is that we are going to continually be waiting for Monday. And so what? And knowing that, being aware of that, I still almost kind of fell into it myself. I still almost fell victim to it. So basically how this is going to work is I'm going to do the best I can with this week. And next week I'll try to do better. But I'm going to stay consistent, and I'm still going to I'm going to keep training. I'm going to keep doing it the best I can with what I have in front of me. And I think that's a lesson that a lot of us need to learn. That doing something consistently is better than throwing your hands up in the air in frustration because it's not, the perfect program that you have down on paper. Life is hardly ever going to allow you to stick to that perfect program. So you do the best you can with what you got in front of you. And I think that's you got to take a little bit of the long view in order to look at it from this perspective. And I think one of the reasons I was a little tempted to skew the other direction was because I was just saying, look, I'm gonna do this cardio endurance stuff for the next 6 weeks. So I had a timeline involved. But the truth of the matter is I'm going to be training until the day I die. So that it's not like this is, depending on what I get out of this little experiment, it's probably not going to be the last 6 week chunk that I devote to cardio endurance. So you got to look at it from a little bit of that long view. Look at this from a long-term thinking perspective, and just do the best you can. 1 or 2 missed workouts over the course of your lifetime of training is a drop in the bucket, and honestly, in the big picture, it's just not that big of a deal. So I'm going to show myself a little bit of grace. Not expect perfection, because perfection is one of those things that's it's just not attainable. I figure God shows me grace every day, and as a Christian, if I'm expected to be like Him, then I probably need to be able to show myself a little bit of grace too. And I think that applies in life, and your exercise program is certainly a part of your life and your lifestyle. So be willing to show yourself a little bit of grace there too. So just wanted to give you guys an update on that. This cardio endurance project is still underway. Slight speed bump, but still happening. And again, I'll keep you guys updated as I go, and when I get an opportunity to hit that next cardio endurance session, I'll let you guys know how it goes. So hope you guys have a great day, and if you take nothing else in this, just remember to show yourself a little grace when life happens and throws you a curveball and you don't get to execute the plan exactly the way you thought you would. Do the best you can with the understanding that your best is going to vary from day to day based on circumstances. And sometimes there's circumstances that you can't control. So have a great day, and talk to you guys soon.